Okay, guys, welcome to Lecture 8 of Startup Engineering. We're going to talk about mobile today and both the sort of overview, high level, big picture of why mobile is important, the present specifics of mobile and the near future, as well as a bit on mobile technology and why, from your perspective as a potential founder or startup engineer, why it's non-trivial to design an architecture that's suitable for mobile. So without further ado, let's begin. The basic assumption behind mobile computing is that we're going through an age of internetification that's similar to the electrification process of the early 20th century. And you can read this, and I would click the links and so on and so forth. But essentially, as we moved from a time period when electricity was a curiosity to one where it was a utility, all these new applications became feasible. And to really put your head in the framework of mobile, think about what you would build if there was an internet connection available at all times in all places, wireless or not wireless, and what kinds of apps you would build at that time. I mean, the reason that photo sharing became such a big hit is that for the first time over the last 5 years, we had hundreds of millions of internet connected cameras. So that's a new thing, and that enabled this new concept of photo sharing. Not like people hadn't shared photos before, but now they could actually scale this up. So the thing about internetification is the long-term logic is absolutely unstoppable. It is going to be something where every device is reconfigured to take advantage of the fact that there is a ubiquitous data connection. And this leads to a host of new concepts and ideas. And this is one of the things that's useful to think about when thinking about your startup. One way of getting some sense of the scale of what's going on within mobile is to look at a few plots. So this one over here shows that right now, as of mid 2013, 1.5 billion smartphone users and 5 billion mobile phone users. So that's phenomenal, right? That means that more than 70% of the world has a mobile phone and 20% has a smartphone. So that's unprecedented. We've never had that level of global connectivity. It's much deeper and much broader and much wider than desktop computers ever were. Everybody has a phone, and now they all have, or they soon will all have a computer. In terms of where that growth is distributed, this is a good slide again from the same Mary Meeker slide deck. And to get a sense of what that growth rate looks like over the last few years, I mean, this is just an absolutely epochal, event. This takeoff is just meteoric. Starting in 2007 with the iPhone, and then 2010 with the iPad, the liftoff has been phenomenal. And these two new form factors combined outstrip consumer PCs. The tablet probably will have overtaken the consumer PC in terms of units sold by the time 2013 is done, if it hasn't already. And this is of course a rate in the sense it's still got to catch up to this installed base over here, but even that won't happen too far in the future. And the thing about this is that this means that mobile is not a fad. It means that the majority of computing devices installed on the planet Earth are going to be mobile devices. And it means that you want to rethink your apps for this context.